Welcome to another edition of The Eagle, reaching you from the network service of the NTA. The Eagle is a program from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Today we'll be looking at integrity, a panacea to corruption. Martha Eche is my name. Stay with me for an exciting ride with The Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
It's the Eagle from the EFCC. Let's go to the news corner for some peep into the activities of the EFCC in recent times. Designated non-financial institutions, DNFIs across the country, have been warned against failure to report suspicious transactions to appropriate government agencies. Representing the acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Mohammed Umar, the head legal studies, George Adebayo, said stiff penalties will be meted out to any erring DNFI in this regard. Ngondu Ngweta has the complete story.
Umar made the declaration at EFCC Academy Karu, Abuja, during the opening ceremony of a 4-day training on asset tracing and investigation organized by the EFCC for its officers drawn from its 14 zonal offices. The training, which is aimed at further equipping the Commission's officers with skills on how to trace, identify and recover proceeds of economic and financial crimes, runs alongside another course on Microsoft Excel geared towards aiding investigative officers in building database and skill acquisition on chat linking on recovered assets. Represented by the Academy's head, Legal Studies, George Adebola, Umar stated that any of the defaulting DNFIs is penalized and used as an example. Others will wake up to complying with the requirements of the law, which mandates them to report all transactions within a stipulated threshold. DNFIs are statutorily required to file cash-based transaction reports, CBTR, currency transaction reports, CTR, and nil reports to the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering, SCUML. Their non-compliance may yield prosecution of any erring institution or individual. Ngondu Ngweta for the Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I said na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together, oh yeah.
Every woman come out, but we fight corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out, but we kill corruption together, oh.
Them they thief our money, send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day, better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh, women from every sector, make we fight corruption, we won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light, chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health, we no see. I said na cankerworm, oh, na cankerworm, oh.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Niger, now we all know.
Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Lagos Zonal Office, have arrested a serving airman, Lance Corporal Ajay Kayode, and 26 others for alleged internet fraud in the Lekki axis of Lagos State. For details, let's go to Aisha Mohammed.
Kayode, with service number NAF 18/34732, was arrested in his military attire during an early morning raid at 6B Fatai Idowu Arobike Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, on Saturday, August 15, 2020. Following intelligence received from concerned members of the public about his alleged involvement in criminal activities. In his statement to the EFCC, Kayode said the big shot Yahoo boys in whose company he was arrested were his friends and that they had been teaching him how to make money through cybercrime. The Yahoo boys are members of organized cybercriminal syndicate network, and the ladies arrested with them confirmed the involvement of their boyfriends in internet fraud. Items recovered from the suspects include diamond jewelry, exotic cars, and expensive phones. The suspect will soon be charged to court soon. Aisha Muhammad reporting for the Eagle.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Ibadan Zonal Office has arrested 32 Yahoo boys for alleged involvement in internet fraud. The suspects were apprehended during a raid on their hideout in Ogbomosho, Oyo State. Let's go to Ngondungweta for the complete story.
Officers of the EFCC swept on the location after diligent analysis of series of investigations gathered on their alleged criminal activities. 3 of the suspects claimed to be 7 members of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC). 19 were undergraduates of various universities across the country, while the remaining 10 laid claim to sundry vocations. At the point of their arrest, 12 exotic cars, several phones, laptops, and some incriminating documents were recovered from them. The suspects were subjected to thorough screening by medical officials of the EFCC in line with the COVID-19 prevention protocols. They will be charged to court as soon as investigations are concluded. I'm Ngondungweta for the Eagle.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has commenced investigation into the activities of 2 Lebanese, Dina Jihad Khalil and Shamsuddin Wael Muhammad, who were arrested by officers of the Customs Area Command, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, for attempting to smuggle a total sum of 890,000 United States dollars out of Nigeria through the Port Harcourt International Airport, Omagwa. For the rest of the story, here is Aisha Mohammed.
The suspects were arrested on Wednesday, August 12, 2020 and handed over to the Port Harcourt Zonal Office of the EFCC for further investigation. Speaking while handing over the 2 suspects, Custom Area Comptroller A.B. Mohammed Olayinka disclosed that Khalil, with passport number LR 152975, Republic of Lebanon, was arrested with $617,000, while Muhammad, with passport number LR 0356598, Republic of Lebanon, had $220,000. They were both arrested while trying to board a flight to Lebanon. He further disclosed that the money recovered from the suspect, which they failed to declare to customs, has been deposited with the Central Bank of Nigeria, Rivers State branch for safekeeping. Principal Detective Superintendent Macaulay Olayinka, who received the suspect on behalf of the zonal head, thanked officers of the Customs Area Command for the synergy that exists between the command and the EFCC. He assured that the investigation will commence in earnest, adding that the suspect will be charged to court as soon as investigation is concluded. Aisha Muhammad reporting for the Eagle.
Welcome back from the News Corner. You're still watching The Eagle, a production of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. On the table today is integrity, a panacea to corruption. A lot of people say the root cause of all forms of corruption is lack of integrity. If we agree with this statement, then we must define integrity and how it comes to play. So if I were to ask you the question, what is integrity? What would you say? The team leader, our 7 core values project, Dr. Mike Omotosho, answers the question.
Let me go a step back in answering that question. First, we do have 7 core values in Nigeria, and a lot of Nigerians don't even know that we have 7 core values. It's amazing that as a country we do not know what our values are as individuals. And if you ask me, that's part of the reason why there's a lot of decadence, there's a lot of decay, there's a lot of corruption in the system, because we do not know what values we should live by as individuals within the country. For instance, when you ask anybody even a 6-year-old in America, what is the American dream? They'll tell you it's a land of freedom, meaning you can become anything you want to be. You can have parents who are from Kenya and still come up to become the president of the country. You can come in as an immigrant and then become a billionaire. So it gives you an opportunity. So it's the land of opportunity. People know that. But if you ask a few Nigerians what does Nigeria stand for, what Nigeria represents, a lot of them will not be able to tell you. The 7 core values are actually integrity, which is extremely important, then patriotism, and then we also have discipline. Besides these 3, we also have self-reliance, trusting in yourself, and then there's dignity of labor. Then we have social justice and religious tolerance. A few people have argued that, in fact, religious tolerance should have been religious cooperation, because tolerance means you are accommodating somebody else, but cooperation means you willingly embracing the other person. But be that as it may, I think they're very cogent values that Nigerians truly should not only know, but should live by. Imagine having integrity, like you're saying. Imagine patriotism, meaning a total belief in your country. Integrity is extremely important to us as a nation. Then we will not begin to make the kind of progress that we should make as a nation. Most people misconstrue integrity for dignity or for the kind of things you should be seen as doing. But no. In actual sense, integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody is watching, and when you believe and know that nobody will even catch you. And that's the beauty of it.
What is your assessment of the level of integrity in Nigeria today?
Oh, I think it's extremely low, and that's because as individuals, a lot of Nigerians have integrity, so to say, but when it comes to displaying this, then you find out that they may not show it as much as they should. And the irony of integrity is not about what you truly have inside of you, it's about what you're able to do even when nobody is watching. So I think that's an area that needs a lot of improvement. You find a lot of Nigerians who will not obey traffic lights here, who will probably eat or drink pure water and throw it down the window of their car. But when they travel abroad, they won't do that. They dare not do that. You will see them actually obey the law. They will stand in queue. They will do the things that they're supposed to do. Now, that itself is not integrity. That's probably because they're afraid of breaking the law. But what I'm saying is a situation where you will gladly do those things, even without the fear of breaking the law. That's the beauty of it, knowing that these are the right things to be done, and you're doing them even without anybody watching, even without the fear of being caught. So yes, there's a whole lot of room for improvement, but sure, we do have a few people who are trustworthy. We have a lot of Nigerians that have integrity, but it's not about the few Nigerians that have integrity, it's about the generality, so that they can describe Nigerians as a group of people who have integrity. The same way they will describe Nigerians as one of the happiest people in the world. So it's not about a few people that are happy, it's about the quantum of people that are happy within the country. So until we get to that system, that stage where a lot of Nigerians truly have integrity, then you can begin to describe the nation as a nation of people with integrity.
How can Nigerians make the fight against economic and financial crimes and corruption successful?
So once you assess yourself, you know, okay, getting from here there, what are the structures that you need to put in place? So in a situation where the structures are not there, it must start from us. And that's what we say, even with the four-way test and the core values, we've got to start that corruption fight from within. You've got to decide within yourself that irrespective of what is available or what is not available, I have chosen to display integrity. I have chosen not to be corrupt. And by extension, all those people around you, under your area of influence, you will also get them to think like you're thinking, especially when they see you acting that way. It's almost automatic. They will also fall in line. And then by extension, it begins to expand and expand. And I must applaud your program, The Eagle, because it's an opportunity to actually showcase the opportunities that individuals have to begin to display that integrity. It starts from that personal decision. And the reality of the matter is, there's no excuse that anybody has to be corrupt. The decadence in the system, the lack of structures are not excuses. I'm just justifying, and that's what I'm trying to explain. I'm just justifying that the fight against corruption will be significantly stronger when structures are in place. But of course, in the absence of structures, individuals, we must continue to talk to ourselves. Somebody is trying to jump the queue. You say, bros, you are number 6, please go behind. And you talk to them in a polite way and insist that this cannot happen. I think it's important, and it starts from that personal decision.
Who are responsible for inculcating the principle of integrity in children?
Oh, first, their parents at home, for instance, everybody they interact with, even their lesson teachers, and then even in school. And it will amaze you that they spend more time in school than probably even at home. By the time they get back home, they're probably tired, and the parents are tired too, and they have less time to play. So yes, the teachers, very important, the lesson teachers, the religious teachers, but most importantly, their parents, because those are the people they see and learn from. And I keep telling people it's not about what you say, it's more of what they see you do. And it's important. And that's why it's a personal decision. So as a parent, as a head of the house, it's important for you to not just discuss integrity, but also display integrity, such that those within your area of influence, starting from your spouse, your children, your siblings, will actually begin to learn from you, and will say, if daddy hears us, you're in trouble. So they quickly stop themselves from doing that. Something like that. It starts from that. And it's about talking about it when we begin to know. And the risk, I must tell you, Martha, is that we're breeding a generation of people who do not even think integrity matters. And that's the big problem that we have now.
When it's time to vote public office holders into offices, how do you know the man with integrity, the man who wouldn't abuse the office?
The easiest way to know will be antecedents. I mean, what has he or she done before? How has he or she handled public funds in the past? What positions did he or she hold in the past, and how did he or she perform while handling that position? And that's why people often talk about experiential leadership. So when you come into leadership position, they say you're a greenhorn. They want somebody that already has an experience so that they can actually judge you by what you've done before. But I tell you, you see, the problem is not even just the public office holders or those seeking elective positions. It's a two-way problem. Somebody is offering and somebody is receiving. My grandmother of blessed memory will always say something, that if somebody gives you money without counting it in your presence, and you also did not count it, both of you are culpable. So the onus is on me that is giving you money to count it in your presence, and then you also receive it, count that is correct, then you put it in your pocket, and then the transaction is complete. But if you both do not count it, you're both culpable. So you cannot come back tomorrow and say, hey, the money you gave me yesterday was not complete, because you did not count it in his presence. What I'm trying to say is that the person that is offering you 5,000 naira to elect him for the next 4 years, and you that you're collecting the money, you're both culpable. So it's a two-way problem. So the campaign must start from the grassroots, so that as individuals we're able to say, no, I will not be a party to this. I cannot collect a paltry 5,000 naira for 4 years of development. You see, the irony of it is the moment they make that payment, they do not owe you anything again. In fact, you do not even have the audacity to demand for any meaningful development, because it's been paid for upfront. But when you vote, you cast your vote based on integrity, based on understanding of the person that you know before.
Rounding off his points, Dr. Mike Omotosho advises.
I think it's important as Nigerians to remember that this is the only country we have, and we only have an opportunity at life just once. Most times we want to be remembered by the legacies that we're leaving behind. And the legacy we should all leave behind is a legacy of integrity, meaning irrespective of who is watching or who is not watching. I, as a person, have chosen to do the right thing. And that is the way the society can truly be better.
The Eagle, your anti-corruption program on the NTA. It's coming to you from the EFCC. We've been talking about integrity and how we can fight economic and financial crimes through the principle. Now, we know that integrity is a personal principle. Anyone who wants to fight corruption must have it, value it, and apply it at all times. Some people wonder why integrity is lacking in many quarters in Nigeria. Our correspondents went to the streets for answers, and here's what they came back with.
The truth remains the same, that it is traceable from our leaders, traceable through those who you once believed on. For instance, if you have a father who is not honest, it becomes difficult for you to be honest. If you have a leader, your governor, your councillor, your president, who are not honest, how do you think the citizens will be honest?
When people don't have the fear of God, they bound to not to be sincere. Because if there is fear of God in you, it is very, very important for you to either to fulfill whatever you say or to have the fear and do what it is right of you to do. It's because that absence of the fear of God in people's doing, that is why you see that people do whatever they like. They don't have the fear of God.
It's actually difficult for people to be men of integrity because of, one, greed. Situations can actually make people not to have integrity because I think integrity is actually owning up to your responsibility and be accountable for it at any time. So when you are greedy or you are corrupt in your mind, it will be difficult to actually keep to your word. It will be difficult for you to actually have integrity.
Maybe because of one or two things they have encountered in their life that made them not to be honest or to be man or a woman of integrity. One or two things might have caused it. Why some people are just naturally like that?
It's because of the wickedness we are into. Because the wickedness is increasing day by day. Nobody wants to tell others truths. So it's just like we are born into wickedness and the people keep multiplying the wickedness. Evil. So from the top to the down, 90% are evil. They are evil. Nothing stops them. They are evil. And they are devising evil continually. Their mind is full of evil, wickedness. So it will be difficult for us to expect honest people.
We've come to the end of this week's edition of The Eagle. We'll be back same time next week, Monday, on this station for another edition of the program. You can correspond with us by sending your inquiries and suggestions to theeagle@efccnigeria.org. theeagle@efccnigeria.org. Follow us on all our social media platforms at official EFCC. It's one word. You can send your petitions to info@efccnigeria.org. And if you're close to any of our offices, please walk into any of them and bear your mind on matters concerning economic and financial crimes. I'm Martha Eche. But before I go, I'll leave you with these words of one of Nigeria's great novelist, poet, professor and critic, late Chinua Achebe, who once said, and I quote, "One of the truest tests of integrity is its blunt refusal to be compromised." End of quote. So, Be a great Nigerian, refuse to be compromised, and let's make Nigeria great again. Bye and God bless Nigeria.